Hello and welcome to Eastern Marshlands, home of Radio Socialist podcast. And today I wanted to check out an interesting test that people have told me to check out. It's eight values political compass test. I have never taken it, and I'm really looking forward to do it. By the way, if you are watching this video, watching me for the first time, consider subscribing. We have a weekly podcast, we have a monthly book club, and we have a giveaway of a Soviet Union medal. All this stuff is in the description, including the social media links. And let's get right into the fucking test. Okay, eight values. I hope the stream is working properly. Yes, it is. You will be presented with a series of statements. For each one, click the button with your opinion on it. Okay, I will be sort of, trying to explain my opinions on it while we're doing it. Okay, oppression by corporations is more of a concern than oppression by governments. It depends on what kind of government we're talking about, because I sort of agree, but again, corporations respond to the basically profits. Like they will do anything if it earns them money. Governments, on the other hand, don't have profit motivation. They have a different thing. They mostly correspond to the opinion, because if no one supports the government, if nobody considers them valid, then they are in a lot of trouble, even if they are very totalitarian. So I can agree that corporations are more of a concern. Is it necessary for the government to intervene in the economy to protect consumers? I guess yes, because, for example, there have been a very interesting story when the Brexit was happening. People were like, "Oh my God, the European Union is so terrible. They're monitoring everything, including our like they have rulings on the pillowcases that we have to produce. They have been writing a bunch of text about the pillowcases." Yeah, you know why? Because previously the people who made the pillowcases used chemicals that were poisonous, and that actually develop and exposure to those chemicals could result in the brain tumors. So they had to ban it and they had to regulate it. So I strongly agree that protection of consumers is number one thing the government should do in the economy. The freer the markets, the freer the people. No, because if we didn't have regulation, everything would be allowed. So it's not really a good thing, in my opinion. I can still see where it's a famous statement, but I still see where they are coming from. Basically, if you have a free market economy, and if like you have a bunch of stuff on the market, I can kind of understand why it is freer, but still, the less regulations, the more, to the further extent will like the terrible stuff go. So I disagree. Is it better to maintain a balanced budget than to ensure welfare of all citizens? I don't really think so. Like, balanced budget is great, but if you have to choose between providing healthcare and having a balanced budget, no. Because I'm not really sure there is a government like in the world that actually provides that has surplus budget. Like United States is in deep shit and they don't provide welfare to all citizens and they don't provide a lot of stuff that they should. So in my opinion, I disagree. It is not better to maintain a balanced budget. Publicly funded research is more beneficial to the people than leaving it to the market. Yes, a great example is pharmaceutical corporations in America. Like most of the pharmaceutical research that is done in the States is done by the private corporations. So they research stuff for themselves. It's not actually the government that does it. So I can't really say that I strongly disagree with this thing. Publicly funded is better. By the way, I am now following the chat. Hello everyone. Hello Dangerfloof. Hello Random Marxist. Hello Banana Key. Nice to see you. Okay, let's move on. International trade is beneficial. No. Fucking no. Like international trade, it's like, oh nice, we can sell stuff to other countries. That's great. No. A great example is what happened in the States when they signed NAFTA. A bunch of corporations basically oh wait, I misread the previous question. Let me go back. Publicly funded research is more beneficial. Oh yeah, I strongly agree. Thank you, Glessa, because I would have been like extra right-wing because of that. So international trade is not beneficial at all. So I disagree. It's good to sell shit to other countries, but it's not super beneficial. Do I know Grigory Romanov? I don't think so. I don't think so. Who's that? From each according to his ability to each according to his needs. Fuck yes. Don't think we should stick to this one for very long. It would be best if social programs were abolished in favor of private charity. Oh no, charity is terrible, man. I used to work with a charity organization. Basically, I was employed by them and did a bunch of shit for them, not calling out any names. But what was the basic idea is that they were considered to be like one of the best charities on the spectrum, like in the ratings of charities. They are rated by how many money is wasted on the administrative resource and how much money is left to the helping people part. So basically 10% of the, for example, Red Cross is terrible at this. They have like maybe 40% going to the infrastructural and administrative resource. In that charity, international charity that I worked with, they had 10%. So it had 5 stars on every rating. They were amazing. But still, looking at what they did and how they did it, I see that it is really terrible, like really terrible. Like, if charities are great, it's good to help charities, it's good to volunteer for charities, but then again, we should not abolish social programs. You like having free healthcare to this provided to the citizens is far better than creating a private-owned charity. Basically, like, again, I'm sorry for sticking on this question for very long. Basically, if you think of why people donate to charities, they do that. People donate to charities because they have to look are helping people. Like, they have to look that, oh, I'm so rich, I'm so famous, I'm so amazing, or like I'm so well off, I'm like upper middle class, I should spend some time, I should spend some money on charities, and I should, so that I would look good, you know? It's more of like redeeming yourself in the eyes of the people around you. So most of the time, charity does not provide better social help than social programs. So I strongly disagree with that. What's my opinion on Brezhnev? Oh yeah, again, Bill Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates is doing. He does it not because he's operation on spot, you know, like really to go help, because he has, and he's like, oh, I better waste this money not on expensive, so like on helping people. I guess like this again, a lot of his money is wasted on resources. Motivation in normal charities is basically. Oh, my stream is lagging. I will just close a bunch of stuff. I can't really help it because it's basically my Belarusian internet. So basically, his money is wasted on administrative resource mostly. So I can't really say it's great. Okay, taxes should be increased on the rich to provide for the poor. Strongly agree with that. This is like, it's great. Yes. Okay, inheritance is a legitimate form of wealth. Oh, like a lot of people say that we should tax inheritance and we should abolish inheritance as a whole. I don't think we should abolish it completely, in my opinion, because it is a legit way to help your children, like to give them some money. Pocket money is the minimum inheritance that you can do during your life without even dying. And it's natural to help out your kids. Inheritance is good, but again, we have a bunch of people who inherit loads of money and they don't do anything. So I can't really say that inheritance is legitimate form of wealth. I think we should tax so it is a topic of discussion, but I do understand where this anti-inheritance idea is coming from. So I disagree, it's not a legitimate form of wealth. Excuse me, I think something happened on stream. Are we streaming now? Yeah, it's okay. Public utilities like roads and electricity should be strongly agree. Yes, those things should not be private. Okay, what's next? Wait, excessive government. Sorry, excessive government intervention is a threat to the economy. I see. Sort of. If we talk about free market economy, if we talk about a huge private enterprise, because like this is why Venezuela is in deep shit now. Not because they have a bad government, not because they are literal communists. No, they are social democrats who pushed really far, and then all the businessmen were like, "Oh, okay, we will just move our businesses, our capital to other places, neighboring countries," and it's called capital flight. It is really an issue for many social, like hardline social democratic parties. Democratic party is in charge of South America now, for example. So see how excessive government intervention can be. So I can't really say. I don't agree with it. I can't strongly disagree. It may be a threat, but I think it is worth a risk, in many ways. Okay, we have a question in chat. Will I do a response to Vladimir Jaffe? Is this guy you commented the video? He was doing a response himself. I think I'm working on a collab on this thing. I haven't collab so we can react to the video. So, oh, hi Patrick, nice to see you. Those with a greater ability to pay should receive better health care. I only disagree with that. Should I strongly disagree? Because really, I don't know. Private healthcare that coexists. This is what we have in Belarus, by the way. Basically, we have free healthcare. You can go and get some treatment in a public hospital, almost for free or for free. Have private who are willing to pay more. So I can't really see them as a threat. They don't intervene in the healthcare programs. It's a question of, I wouldn't really want any private healthcare to exist because I can't really say that. Well, I am neutral on this, by the way. I think I will play neutral. I'm not going to play a radical answer on this one. Okay. Says that it's not this video, it's someone else. I think I will check out what's up with this Vladimir Jaffe. He shares a name with the city. Look at it. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay, quality education is the right of all people. Strongly agree with that. Educated people are strong people. That's like very important to have education, free education for everyone. Like half pregnant on this one. We have free schools, but still there are a lot of, oh, you have to pay for this, oh, please donate this money so that we can fix your, like, have a renovation in the school. Oh, we have free education, but still we have, like, still you have to pay for it. So I can't really say that, like, no problems with free education. Don't be annoying. Come on, chill. Just chat. That's cool. The means of production should belong to the workers who use them. Yeah. Okay. Even going to like stick hard on it. The United Nations should be abolished. I don't think so. United Nations can be a basis for some amazing stuff. It's really, the question of what are we doing with United Nations? Because now United Nations is the hegemony of the richest and most powerful nuclear nations like Russia and United States. I think United Nations is not really great, but I believe that without this sort of, commons, without this communism in the word of the traditional, the old world commons, we can have a great future in general. Like, we are approaching a lot of stuff, decisions that should be made concerning our environment, concerning everything, and have those sorts of commons in place so that we can deal with it. UN has been known to do a bunch of stuff that I can't agree with. Like, they have put in proposals that are terrible and that are benefiting the nuclear states, the nuclear countries, countries that have nuclear weaponry. So I disagree that United Nations should be abolished. Like, it's a good bit. Military action by our nation is often necessary to protect it. Belarus doesn't do anything in military actions. Okay, let's just imagine, for example, yeah. Or is it about America? Is it about America? I don't know. I don't really think that nowadays any military action is done to protect the country, except when somebody invades someone. I can't really say that. So this often is necessary to protect it. I only disagree. Stop fucking fighting. I support regional unions such as European Union. European Union does some help. I can't really say that. I really don't know, because what they have been doing in Eastern Europe has been complete bullshit. Like, they completely destroy the economies when they invade. It's like great for the big business because they open markets, but like a small business that does their own thing, in in Lithuania, for example, when about a third of the country just immigrated to work there. Like, it's almost like, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's about a third of male population of the country just went to the city of London, to get money. So I can't really, I support them completely. I still see like there could be some benefits, but ultimately for the smaller guys, like for example, this could result in terrible stuff. Like, so I don't, or should I strongly disagree with it? I don't really see even like the benefits the EU brings. Like, we don't have a world war, but I don't think it's an issue. Like, even without European Union, everybody is too, into now. So I strongly disagree with that. Like, Britain proves that, like, we should to hell with the European Union. It is important to maintain our national sovereignty. I'm a communist, so I'm not really have a hard on national sovereignty that much. Like, but at the same time, I see value in nations, in the meaning of not nation states, not nationalism, but in the meaning of like, I could be considered sort of, have like, so I have sort of, this left-wing nationalist tendencies, in the meaning that I believe that it is a right thing to do to keep people with common heritage and common language together, because they have much in common, and it is like Soviet Union improved, do some stuff. My knowledge like completely stopped everything that they done to Belarus and all destroyed Belarusian culture. but that's another subject. Like with national, but a world government would be beneficial to mankind. Yes, I have no idea. Oh wait, I have some sort of lag again. Stream. I have no idea what happened. Is everything working? Because I have this little stream. Oh, I think it is. That's cool. Okay, let's go move on. I'm sorry. A united world government would be beneficial to mankind. I strongly agree with. We should have this commons, idea, commons thing. It's more important to retain peaceful relations than further our strength. Yes. Yes, I don't think this. Oh, we're so like a lot of buff dudes just buffing at each other, having a bunch of weapons. Like if Soviet Union and USSR and America didn't waste all this money on the arms race, this would be better for everyone. Like, to hell with all things, Oh, I'm sorry. I think what has been the issue with the voice to my amazing microphone. Because I was so, panicky and trying to turn on the stream. Wait a second. I think that you're watching this in recording. Let me check if everything is okay. Okay, wait a second. Is everything better now? It should be. Yeah, it is. It is better. Great. We were moving on. Okay. It's more important to reach. Yeah, yes. It is. I strongly agree. We should be friends with everyone. Whatever. Wars do not need to be justified to other countries. I think wars justification is important because if it's just the profit, go to hell. There is no need for that. I strongly agree that, and it should be a good justification, not just any justification. Spending is a waste of money. Strongly agree. America, you should spend time on fucking. Yeah, strongly disagree. You should spend this money on helping people, like actually improving, like saving people in times of disasters, in times of illnesses outbreaks. It would be really better. My nation is great. No, it's not great. Nations are just nations. They are spooks, as the chat pointed out. Research should be conducted on an international scale. Yes, I strongly agree. We should collaborate. Government should be accountable to the international community. Yeah, but still, again, it's really hard because we see what United Nations can't do shit. Mostly can't enforce their stuff, and then they put out, a resolution that the Western Wall and the Wailing Wall and the city of Jerusalem Mount has no relations to Israel. I can kind of understand why they're doing it. They want to pressure Israel, but again, it's fucking. It has relations to Israel, and not just pointing it out and actually figuring out how to deal with the conflict and how to make Israel leave the Palestine to its own means. Yes, I agree with the statement. It should be accountable, but again, governments, I don't really see them collaborating in a good way, with the international community. Even when an authoritarian government, violence is not acceptable. I think violence is one of the instruments that can be used, or like thing I've heard. We shouldn't punch Nazis because Nazis are not in power, and if we punch them,
we don't have a moral high ground in punching Nazis. Like, we should fight them only if they're authoritarian. This is complete bullshit. I don't agree with this. So even when protesting authoritarian government violence is not acceptable, I strongly disagree with it, and we are moving on. Okay, I have no idea why it's happening, so it sometimes goes to black, but I think it fixes itself in just a second. My religious values should be spread as much as possible. Strongly disagree. Religious values are completely... Religion is a spook. Like, do your own thing, I don't care, but don't spread this filth to everyone who doesn't care about it at all. Our nation's values should be spread as much as possible. It is a question that is very interesting. Like, European values are, and like respecting other values is all great until it all faces the law. Like, when, for example, you have a value of some nation, a tradition that they have, which basically breaks the law, I don't think this thing should be like forced to people. The law should be above all this. Like, we should think as materialists. We should think as people who actually believe in improving the lives of people, that or like reject the stuff that is, degenerative. I'm sorry for using this Nazi slang, but like, really, I don't think we should spread like the values of nations. I think we should figure out how to live, in a nice space where the law is above every tradition. It is very important to maintain law and order. I agree, but again, it's not mostly about maintaining law and order. It is about actually fixing the reasons why people break the law. Like, it's not about putting a bunch of black people in jail. It's about actually improving the black people's communities and the lives, surroundings in which they actually are brought up. Like, a good example, like America now, and like the black on black crimes, quote unquote. So I agree, but I don't strongly agree. The general populace makes poor decisions. It depends. It really depends, because I really see how people can be mistaken, and people can ultimately be swayed by the media that is paid by the people, by the rich people, to push forward their own interests. And I really see how general populace can make poor decisions. They can. But again, I am for democracy. I'm for actually making the voices heard, and making the voices heard on a wider scale. So they make poor decisions, but not all the time. I'll stay neutral on this. Victimless crimes such as drug use should not be crimes at all. I completely agree. It's completely bullshit. Like, if you have no victim, like drug addiction, drug use is not a crime. Fully, like an illness, it should be treated, not like putting a person in jail for 80 years for having drugs on him is completely crazy. Like, why? People in jail get so many problems, like, especially we're talking about like modern jails that we have now. It's crazy. People have, for example, I'm not really sure about the West, but in the East, here and in Russia, people are getting sick with I forgot the word, the consumption. Consumption is a medieval word. Wait, I forgot. Basically, they have a bunch of illnesses there, untreatable ones. They have mental issues that go unnoticed for years, and people keep keep committing crimes after getting out of prison. Like, it's crazy to even put even more people in jail for victimless crimes. I strongly agree. Fuck this shit. The sacrifice of some civil liberties is necessary to protect us from acts of terrorism? I completely agree with that, because it's a very weird question. We shouldn't protect people from terrorism. We should solve terrorism. We should solve terrorism by actually bringing peace to the Middle East. Like, sacrificing civil liberties just put people under like a situation. It provides a situation where potential fascism has more power, because really, if a government can trace all your emails and look into your calls just because they suspect you in something, if it goes into the wrong hands, we are fucked. Like, it's really fucked up to do this. It shouldn't be done. I disagree. Like, if it was the case, then I would be arrested for Googling the videos of the Taliban training, because that's what I did for my video. Like the last video I put up on this channel, I Googled the Taliban training video and I downloaded it. And it's basically a Taliban propaganda video. Should I be on list because they saw me Googling it, or should they ignore this and actually try to solve those things? So I strongly disagree. Government surveillance is necessary in the modern world. Depends on what kind of surveillance in general. Like breaking the, like, for example, putting up cameras in the city, in public space, I think is okay. I think it is. But again, it's really hard to say. Like, I can't say yes completely to this one, because it's really, you know, we see how, for example, in big cities, how cameras, surveillance cameras that just trace, they can see the crimes and it can be used as a proof of the stuff. And we see the crime level decrease. But again, surveillance that goes, you know, hard into breaking the civic liberties of people and the privacy is fucked up. But I really don't enjoy government in general just infringing of those things. I don't even enjoy the cameras. So I can't say I strongly disagree, but I disagree with it. The very existence of the state is a threat to our liberty. This is my phrase I like to say often. How it goes? Sort of like, every Marxist should be anarchist in his heart, because it's about the state that we should be worried about, because Soviet Union is a great example of how it all went to hell. Like, a state created by the people, for the people, by the workers, to the workers, and it all just became a real threat to the liberties of people, and it destroyed lives. And it destroyed lives. So, really, no, I don't really like it. As Chad points out, no gods, no masters. Yeah. So I agree. But I don't strongly agree. I don't think we should abolish the state. I think we should organize it in a way that it is beneficial to the people, and it is run by the people. So, yeah, socialist state, workers' democracy, dictatorship of a proletariat. So I agree. Regardless of political opinions, it is important to side with your own country. No, strongly disagree. Fuck that. No. If you don't agree, if your country is breaking the law, international law, if it is being unethical, no, go to hell. No authority should be left unquestioned. I strongly agree with that. Every single authority should be left unquestioned. Socialism is not about eating the rich and being equal. It's about bringing more democracy to our lives, even more democracy. So I strongly agree. No authority should be left unquestioned. Okay, so a hierarchical. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce this word in my whole life. I use it a lot in videos and podcasts, but whatever. Is best. I agree. With all my love for anarchists and horizontal stuff, I still believe that we should have hierarchies. They should be questioned, they should be democratic, and we should be conscious of the hierarchies that we have. Oh, I think I succeeded in pronouncing the word. But again, planned command economy should be planned on command. We should leave freedom to the people, and we should have make it as democratic as possible, but being completely involved, like for me, living in a completely horizontal state would be a nightmare for a very particular reason. Like going every evening to some sort of fucking meeting at work, or some sort of fucking meeting at my street, my city meetings, and like the country voting almost like every week is really fucked up. Like, I wouldn't want to be involved that much in the politics if I wished to. I'm a motherfucking statist. Yes, I really believe that being not involved and being detached from the whole system is really healthy for the system to exist. So to let the people get out of it. So I agree. I don't strongly agree. I'm not a crazy tanky. Okay, it is important that we govern. That the government follows the majority opinion, even if it is wrong. Can't say. If a bunch of people decide to do something crazy, what should we do? Just agree with them? I believe that it is important to follow the opinion of the people. It is important to follow the democratic process. But again, even if our so-called, bourgeois democracies, you still can't do a bunch of things. For example, in America, you can't threaten to kill president, and it's not allowed to kill people, even if the majority votes on it. Like, if the majority of Americans decide to kill someone, you can't. You can't just, have slaves if you want to return back to slavery. So why would we want people to vote in capitalism if we have socialism, for example? If a bunch of people want to commit a mistake, we shouldn't allow them. So, but again, it's not about having a dictatorship, a hierarchy, It's about having rules put in place that exist independently of the hierarchical system of the government and hierarchies of the society. So basically, it is done through separation of power. It is done through creation of a civic society that checks those, separated powers. So I agree it is important that we follow the majority, even if it is wrong. I think yes, but again, counter-revolution and revisionism are real issues that the democratic socialists have. It's really easy, again, in the eyes of the tankists, that authoritarian left provides like this. Oh, we will have a great leader that will prevent revisionism. Yes, Stalin was so great leader that killed a bunch of Nazis and fascists. Yeah, great. He killed a bunch of other people as well, just in case. Yeah, it was done. But again, next day he dies. Brezhnev, not Brezhnev, Khrushchev appears. Yay, corn, yay, revisionism, fuck socialism, and that's it. It's very complex. I've been bragging for a very long time on this question. I'll say neutral, because fuck that. The stronger the leadership, the better. No, I don't agree with that. If we have a bunch of, it's not about the leaders, it's about the people. If I think a strong leadership can be great. Yes, I think if we have a great manager, the community benefits. Yes, it does. But again, it's not about making the leadership strong. It's about making the leadership competent. So fuck that. I disagree. Democracy is more than a decision-making process. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Democracy is more than a decision-making process. Well, I guess so, because democracy involves free press and free discussions and free sharing of opinions, and it's not just decision-making. So yes. It's not about having votes every day. It's about actually managing everything and figuring stuff out. So yes, democracy should be expanded. I strongly agree. Environmental regulations are essential. Yes, we will fucking die. The science proves it. A better world will come from automation, science, and technology. Yes. But again, the question is, who has it? In a socialist state, it will be one of the the thing that will push us to fucking fully automated gay-space communism. Yes. Technology, getting the people who hate the job out of the job because it is now automated. Great. Now we have a machine that does it better than a human and provides more value for everyone. Great. If a business has it, no, this is bad. Like America, if it doesn't go full Bernie Sanders socialist, you know, or fully socialist, they are fucked. They are really fucked. Like the numbers state that during the Great Depression, 15% of American workers were unemployed. 9 out of 10 most used jobs, like most the jobs that have most amount of people, 9 out of 10 of them in America will be fully automated during the following years. So it is driving, it is like production, factory work. All those things will be fully automated. Cashiers and shops. It accounts to about 25% of the whole workers in America. So we have not just unemployed 25% of people, but we have 25% of unemployable people. So it will be fucked if they don't go for the social democracy first, and then this won't actually solve most of the problems. Like economy will still suffer a lot. The socialism is the only answer. A better world will come. Yes, I think it will, because even if it won't bring better world, it will bring a revolution, because we will have a bunch of angry and unemployed Americans. Yes. So I strongly agree. We should push for that as much as possible. Accelerating, accelerationism. Children should be educated in religious or traditional values. No, they shouldn't. I know that people will still do this, and I know because of, like, in Soviet Union, religion still was a thing. All those things were still a thing. So I can't really say that, government should do that, and we should be opposing that, but still traditional values will still be like perpetuated. But I think the world without religion is possible. All of those things will be done because it is normal. They don't actually contradict the, like in Soviet Union policies, they didn't actually contradict them. And I see, like, for example, if you want to have a look at, really interesting look at what those things, like how they worked out, how, for example, dialectical materialism and Marxism coincided with religion and tradition, you should look into the labor Zionist movement and a bunch of people there who were, not really perpetuating religious and traditional views, but again, pushing for socialism and pushing for equality and pushing for cooperatives and pushing for socialism, basically, while still maintaining national, religious, and traditional identity. So I don't really think children should be educated this in schools, and this should be, I don't believe that there should be a propaganda push for it. I think it should be quite against that. But religion is not really defeated that easily if you don't provide a better alternative to it. And better alternative is not seen by the most people who are religious. So I strongly disagree that people should be educated, but again, there is some stuff that I talk to you, like, that explains my opinion in it. Traditions are of no value on their own. Yes, they are of no value on their own, because just a silly tradition, oh, we do it this way. Okay, so why? Like, it doesn't create any value. If you have a village that celebrates one particular day, or for example, Grigory Vasilyev, who commemorating him of his achievement of getting a cow out of the swamp, and there is a yearly, annual celebration of this event. It actually, and it is a tradition that has been in for 100 years since the Grigory Vasilyev and this old cow died. Yes, it is great because village gets together, it does their own thing. It's like creates a community feeling of commons. Yes, it is good. If it is just, oh, we don't eat this thing because we just don't eat just pork chops. We eat pig meat. Yes, we eat pork, but not pork chops. It is a tradition. it's bullshit. Like I strongly agree, it has no value on its own. You should, like, if you have a silly tradition that you follow, you should really consider why you're doing it. There could be a value in it, but maybe there is no. So I strongly agree. Religion should play a role in government. No. Okay. Churches should be taxed the same way other institutions are taxed. Yes, please. I've seen those fucking Christian Orthodox or the Russian Orthodox priests going around on expensive vehicles because they get all this money. Like, yes, they should be taxed. And they should be taxed like normal, like, businesses. Yes, strongly agree. Climate change is currently one of the greatest threats to our way of life. Yeah, because it's not really about, oh, we will, like, the ice is melting. It's about actually the warmth is, like, the Sahara Desert is growing year by year. We have a bunch of Mediterranean is becoming more and more deserted with deserts, like, yeah. And Siberia is having, the temperatures are going, like, changing in a way that will be able to, like, sustain a lot of people with agriculture. So yes, it is one of the greatest threats to our way of life because everything will change in our lifetime. It is important that we work as a united world to combat climate change. Yes, because, like, who will? The business? No, it won't. It won't. It will just earn money from it. That's it. Society was better many years ago than it is now. No, it wasn't. No, really. Like, if you think about it, you wouldn't want to live anywhere other than today. Today, we exist in the best conditions ever. We have internet. We have amazing healthcare. We have amazing way of life and quality of life. We enjoy the quality of life that even the kings in medieval ages didn't enjoy. So no, it wasn't. It was never better in any times. It is important that we maintain the traditions of our past. No, I don't. I can't really say that traditions are important. But still, again, if you want to, yes, why not? Like, if your traditions contradict the law, if your contradictions, like if it, for example, involves marriages of 14-year-old girls, like, no, it's not good. It's not a good tradition. You should abandon it. If you have a peculiar wedding tradition, why not do it? If it is respectful, if it is, like, because it's not about, like, whatever. If we maintain the traditions of our past, I disagree. I don't strongly disagree. I don't think the tradition should be abolished completely, but, like, it has value. But fuck that. It's important that we think in the long term beyond our lifespans. Yes, because, like, really, this is the only thing that doesn't push me to an existential crisis. The idea that my work today can improve lives of people after my death. Like, this is the only reason why I'm not, like, crawling up under the bed panicking now because of my existential crisis. Like, yes, it is really important so that we think of the long term. A reason is more important than maintaining our culture. Yes, if your cultural tradition is unreasonable, then fuck that. Strongly agree. Drug use should be legalized or decriminalized. Yes, strongly agree with this one. We already discussed it. Same-sex marriage should be legal. Yeah, whatever you do your own thing. Yes. No cultures are superior to others. It's not really a question, that I wanted to answer, because there are some terrible shit that is done in many cultures. Like, yes, but it's not a question of superiority. It's about a question of the sort of, morality being not a constant. So I am unsure. I will stay neutral, because this is, like, I'm not even answering this question. It's not about one culture being better than the other. Like, chat is saying to disagree. No cultures are superior to others. I disagree. No, I'm unsure. No, whatever. Sex outside marriage is immoral. Strongly disagree with that. Like, it's just another way of communication. So whatever. If we accept migrants at all, it is important that they assimilate into our culture. No. No. Like, whatever. It's really like, why? If their culture is militant towards other cultures, then yes. But like, why would we care? If it's really like, I really understand that it's really about, Islam. It's about Islam, isn't it? Yeah, it is about Islam. Assimilating into our culture. I don't really think that Islam, like Muslim terrorism, is the reasoning behind the Muslim terrorism is culture differences. Like, no, it's not about culture differences. It's about the politics. It's about material conditions. Like, you don't see Christians going around killing minorities because of religious reasons, because they are better well off. They don't, like, Christians don't explode themselves like in the public streets, not because Christianity is better and it's like a better culture. No, it's because of material conditions. There is no reason to do it. Sikhs don't kill people, but militancy and carrying weapons around is part of their culture. In Islam, it's not a part of the culture to be militant. In Sikhism, I'm sorry, in Sikh religion, the guys with turbans, it is part of the culture to kill people if they offend you, like if they attack you. Yes, it is a part of the culture. Like, yes, it is imperialism to say, yes, we should all be homogenous. No, we should maintain a respectful distance from other cultures if we don't think that we should invade, like we should force ourselves onto them. Because I believe that society should not be based on culture. No, it should be based on the law. It should be based on the equality. It should be based on ideals of socialism, but not cultures. No, I strongly disagree. Fuck that. Like, what should we fucking baptize all the Muslims? Fucking baptize them forcibly? Abortion should be prohibited in most or all cases. No, I completely disagree with that. No, because like life, I don't want to go full existential on your asses, but children or like fetuses are not people. They will become people, but they are not people. And often there are such things as miscarriages. What should we like? Should we convict women of murder because their body rejected a fetus? Oh, your vulva killed the child. Your vulva killed the child. Your vulva should go in jail. Like, we should completely reject this idealistic understanding of human life and be really, materialist about this. We should really go hard into understanding why things are the way they are, including human life. It's not a taboo to research this. It's not a taboo to educate yourself in this. So, like, fuck that. It shouldn't be prohibited. Strongly disagree. Gun ownership should be prohibited for those without a valid reason. I think being working class is a valid reason to have a gun. I think it should be prohibited if you're fucking insane. Yes. Or, like, yes, you should be, but, like, reason is not a thing for me. If you're working class, you should be allowed to have a gun. Yes. So, I strongly disagree. I support single-payer universal health care. Strongly, yes. Fuck off. Yes, prostitution should be illegal. I disagree. But again, I don't think it is a thing that we should support. I don't think prostitution, people, like, it's a breeding place for human trafficking and abuse. And I think this sphere should be controlled heavily by the government. Because this is a gray area of business in modern world. It was a gray area almost everywhere, but again, if we should unionize prostitutes, we should fucking unionize them. So it shouldn't be illegal. I think it should be decriminalized, but it should be controlled. by the government. So prostitution should be illegal. I disagree. Not strongly, but disagree. Someone in the chat said it would go away with capitalism. No, it won't, because in Soviet Union there was still prostitution. Maintaining family values is essential. No. It depends on what you mean by family values. If family values means putting your woman in a burqa and she sits at home, and no. But again, what is a family value? If it is hierarchical understanding of what every single person in the family does, no, I don't like it. I disagree that it is essential. It's not like, I think what is essential is well-being of partners in the family. Like beating children may be a part of your family value, of your family traditions, but I don't think it's a good thing to indulge in. To change progress at all costs is dangerous. Yes, I think so. It can be dangerous, because if you waste human lives on progress, yes, it could be. But again, if we're talking about arms race, yes, it could be dangerous. Because we have now a bunch of nuclear weaponry. Yes, we're great at making nuclear weapons. Progress, yay. But what about, now we don't know what to do with all those things. So I can't really... This is hard. I believe that it's good to chase progress. But I still agree that... Wait, I am fucking neutral. Progress is not about morality. Genetic modification is a force for good even on humans. Yes, because we can solve a bunch of genetic diseases. We can just heal them. We could destroy cancer. We can destroy HIV. So, yes, it's great. I don't know what's the problem. We should open our borders to immigration. No, because we will have a bunch of well-educated local, or not well-educated, local people being unemployed, because a bunch of immigrants will do the work for less money, and it's just called it's an issue, and it's not the issue of the it is not the issue of morality. It's an issue of how to maintain normal economy. But again, we shouldn't close the borders. We should allow immigration, but it should be reasonable. So I don't strongly agree, but I still agree. I'm more on agree because we shouldn't close the borders to the people. We should allow people to flow in. Okay, government should... Almost ready, just 2 questions left. Government should be as concerned about foreign citizens as they are about those within their borders. Yes, they should. They should, because if you see government doing some crazy stuff, you should be involved in it. You should get in and save people, yes, they should be concerned. Okay, to all people, regardless of factors like culture or sexuality, should be treated equally. I strongly agree with that. And the last question, it is important that we further my group's goals above all others. What do you mean by that? What group goals are you talking about? Okay, are we talking about contradictory goals? About sectarianism, maybe? I don't know. I'm neutral on this one. It's really a hard question to answer, because in one case I want the world to be the way I think it is, as anyone, and this is the problem. Everyone wants to see the world as they see it in their own imagination. So we'll stay neutral. Okay, let's look at the results. Okay, I'm a peaceful socialist, libertarian, very progressive. I'm a libertarian communist. Ideological matching, okay. Yes, libertarian communism. All this, 31% peaceful is really about me staying on the identity and saying that we should maintain identity. That's cool. The socialist, that's obvious. Yes, 11% markets. Because, yeah. can get it. Libertarian. I am libertarian. I think this is like the human history is more about like it's a Hegelian idea that human history is a process of a spirit realizing itself through freedom. Like from each generation, each state, each mode of production, all spirit doing realizing itself in freedom. Like we should be more free than we are now, in my mind, and very progressive. I am. Yes, this tradition thing, this like tradition is mostly just not pushing forward my agenda. Yes, I'm not 200% authority, and it's great. I don't really think libertarian communism is an actual ideology. I mostly identify as a sort of, libertarian socialist, Trotskyist, with Trotskyist tendencies, sort of, yeah, that's cool. I had a lot of fun. I really recommend this thing. It's a good values test. It's really better than Political Compass. Just like Political Compass. Look at it for a second. On this thing, let us look at the. Give me one compass so that I can just have a look at it. Okay, let's look at UK. Oh, where is it? Where is the political parties thing they have? Yeah, let's take the UK general election. Yeah, so on this test, on this site, I am like here-ish, somewhere around like somewhere around here. On other test, which was a really good one, I don't remember what it is called. Maybe the chat remembers, the one where there is a third dimension progressive. SAPI test or something like this. I will put all 3 tests in the description after I will upload this video. I am here, right on the verge between left and right, because this test has a really bias towards left libertarian side for no reason at all. So this test is really better. I really like it because it's quite accurate. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed doing this thing. I really believe the tests are a good way to push forward the ideas that you should research more stuff when you're like, oh, wow, I have this thing. Wasn't really sure what ideology I'm into. But again, it's not about the tests that determine your ideology. It's about your research in it. Because I can be libertarian, communist, whatever it is, but again, I still identify as a Trotskyist because I agree with most of the stuff he was concerned about. You may be aligned to a particular ideology because you think their tactics and their vision is really better for and realistic for the society. Like, I know a bunch of people who are like really agreeing with me on the socialism, thing, but they still are saying that, hey, yeah, but I don't really think it is realistic, I don't really enjoy the violence. That's why I will maintain my, social democracy thing. It's really about researching and looking into those things. I really enjoyed like having this chat with you, talking about my ideology, talking about this 8 values test. And thank you, chat, for accompanying me in this one. And okay, I should remind you to subscribe to the channel. Also push a little bell thing so that you can get all the notifications on your phone when we upload. And tomorrow, Paul comes here to discuss stuff with me, just general stuff, because our podcast is just like very free in terms of like the content. We have many different stuff there. And also we're having a book club and the giveaway of a Socialist Emulation medal. All the stuff is in the description. Also check the description for all 3 compass tests. They're pretty cool. I enjoyed it. And thank you everyone for watching. See you in the next one. Goodbye.